Tony Gattari here from Achievers Group with another business video vitamin. I probably just want to get a bit deep and meaningful. I'm going to share you a little bit about my experience, my life, because this is a really, really important topic that I'm about to share with you. It's the insight that I had when I was about 38 years old, which is about 9 years ago. 9 years ago, I was actually in the corporate world, and I basically was working for a very large company, a couple of $1 billion, as general manager of one of the divisions, which represented around 30% of their total turnover, called Harvey Norman. And I was very fortunate to be at the right place at the right time and grew that division from 12 million to 570 million in 9 years. And really, I was a total workaholic. I was just such a wog when it came to work. And in fact, I got my significance through my work. No question regarding that. But occasionally, then something happened. After I left Harvey Norman, I started up another company. And I got really, really ill. I got ill for about 3 years. In fact, I coughed blood consistently. I was running a .com company, a startup. We had received about $5.5 million in venture capital. And I was sick every single day. And I couldn't stop work because it was very reliant on me being there. Everyone used to say how terrible I actually looked. And I felt absolutely terrible. It was just every single day. I was tired consistently. And it wasn't a 2-week cough, it wasn't a 2-week flu. This actually went on for about 3 years. And I had a very strong will, and I couldn't beat this. You know, I tried under my own strength to actually fight this, and I failed because this was the immovable object. But not only that, it became such a great fear in my life because, honestly, I had the fear of death. I felt that I was going to die, and clearly the doctors were deeply concerned about my body organs because I had toxic blood that was affecting parts of my body. Now, to cut a long story short, this was an amazing period for me in hindsight because it actually allowed me to reflect on what was truly important. You know, I had to come to this amazing conclusion that if my life was going to end, how would I like to be remembered? And I've got to admit, it wasn't going to be a fantastic eulogy. It really wasn't. Because, you know, yeah, I provided well for my family, but, you know, I was probably really selfish in many, many respects. But during this period of reflection, I got a lot better, and in many ways, to me, it was a miracle that I got better. But during this period of time, I actually reflected back and I actually said, what are the things that matter most to Tony Gattari? And this is my story. So I just wanted to give you my revelation of what actually matters most in my life, because maybe this will just really get you to question your own life, because I went through this amazing experience where I had a wake-up call. And sometimes we need a wake-up call, and hopefully you've had that wake-up call. But this was my wake-up call, but more importantly, this is the teachings that came out of that wake-up call. So what are they? What are the 19 things that matter most? Number one principle: success is more than just making money. Yes, I know, way back, I just used to think it was always about money. You know, I used to think, how can I make as much money as possible? You know, I felt the scorecard was always about money. You know, that's bullshit. If your desire is actually to get home at 6 o'clock every night with your family and share their life with them, and you're able to achieve that, can I just give you an amazing insight? You are successful. Because success is not defined by what society says success is. Success is defined by your own value systems. So that's number one. And we live in a society that is consumed by monetarism. It's all around us. Number two principle. This is a really good one. You know, I used to think that life was always about happiness. I just want to be happy. Now, I'm 47 years old. You do have seasons of unhappiness. You do have seasons of actually disappointment. You do have seasons of actually despair. And what I've learnt about life and business is life is hard and not always fair. Between you and me, guys, shit happens. You don't know why it happens, but it happens. And I think it's the ability to bounce back that is true character and significance. Number 3, life is fun and we are extremely funny. Way back before I got ill, I used to take myself way too seriously. Absolutely too seriously. I used to think everybody was talking about me. They're not talking about me. They've already forgotten about me. There's a great book which actually shows that how people were able to heal themselves through the magic of laughter. So all I'm suggesting is don't take yourself that seriously because no one else is. Enjoy the journey as much as the destination because sometimes the destination isn't that amazing because sometimes the joy is actually in the journey. Number 4, we live by choice, not by chance. I'm a firm believer that I believe that every human being was created. Yes, I believe in God and I believe that people are in the image of God. Now, what I know about humanity and what defies humanity from every other animal in the kingdom, the animal kingdom, is that we have choice. You and I have choice. For example, a duck. Now, a duck innately flies one direction all the time. And it will fly in the southern hemisphere, I think it'll fly north. And just imagine there was hunters who had their shotguns and they could see, and the duck could see the hunters. The ducks would still fly into the path of their own destruction. And what I'm suggesting, and what I do know, is that you're not a duck. You are a human being that has been given the God-given ability to choose. And I would strongly suggest that you exercise that choice. That's what I've learned. If you're unhappy about something, change it. If you don't like your career, you don't like your profession, change it. Sometimes you have to get out of the boat. Sometimes you've just got to do something. Number 5, I think this is really important, and this was really important to me. When I was really, really sick, I can actually remember the greatest days of my life was any day that I got out of bed and I felt okay. You know, I used to get consumed about how many deals I cracked in the corporate world, how many suppliers I smashed, how the sales growth was. But it's just extraordinary the amount of clarity when I went through this experience of what was truly important. To me, I was thankful. I just had a good attitude. Number 6, good habits are the keys to success. Look, you can't change instantaneously. We don't live in that society. You can't take a magic pill. I honestly believe the greatest single characteristic of sustaining success is self-discipline. It's the ability to build a muscle, continue to shape that muscle, and actually use habits. And habits are done continuously because once you have a habit and you created a habit, that becomes a permanent fixture in your life. And habits are not one day. Usually, based on experience that I've seen, they usually take 30 to 60 days. So please do not get dismayed if it's not happening quickly enough, because it actually will happen. So I've given you 6. So, and I'm going to actually finish off the next 11 in the next couple of series. So until next time, guys, have an amazing week.